I have insomnia. And whoever knows what that means, that's the most dangerous weapon of all time ever created. This is how you create nuclear weapons. Insomnia. You stop people from sleeping. It's the most evil act there is. In fact, that Geneva Convention, that little thing that I laughed at when it comes to Mr. Beast drama, it was torture. It's the most basic and the most powerful form of torture that can create Hitlers out of thin air. It can create World War III for us, because it's yet to come. We'll never know when World War III happens, but we're the closest we have ever been to that. World War III is around the corner. It just like accumulates out of nowhere because people's, temper gets broken and we want to riot and fight back against government, and government wants to fight back against us. And that's the war. That's the whole war. Poland is not bending over. Poland is being different than everyone else. Why is that? Will they wage war on the rest of the Western Europe? I have insomnia and I have to be respected beyond belief, because I can turn into a bloodthirsty criminal or turn other people into bloodthirsty criminals in case I can actually explain to them why I have insomnia and how many people have to be killed in order for me to go to sleep again. That's Hitler. That's what Hitler wanted. He didn't care about the Jews. He cared about going to sleep at some point, during his existence. And probably he did. And he became a normal person, still living amongst us for a very long time. Everyone's scared of Hitler because they don't understand. What'd that be? Next to Germany, there is Poland. Funny enough, right? There could be shift of power, just ever so slightly, and Hitler can be born in that. There's no person could be so charismatic and so powerful unless they are genuine and they speak the truth and they want the truth to prevail. Obviously, in current times, war is going to be very weird because we want to save the good people and attack the bad people. We're going to be able to do more of that instead of just annihilating people left and right and searching for people left and right for all these demons. Where are they hiding? But we will have to do that, very likely. Next year, the war might begin. Because the purge accumulates, then the war breaks out. The war is happening in Russia, in Israel. Those are fake wars. You have not seen wars before, because they're not being fought with weapons. They're being fought with unrest. With unrest. Yes, there's going to be armies that will dance the war out so everyone understands of like boom, boom, boom. But the reality is it's unrest. You never know when you're going to get attacked. By who? By what? By criminal gangs? By the government knocking on your door? You never know who's going to attack you from which fucking direction, and you can't sleep. That's the war. That's the World War III, my friends. That's how it's going to become a reality. The reason why we went to the moon is because that's the answer to all the problems. Welcome to the moon adventure number 3. Let's see. I think it's number 3. I think we just skip a few steps very quickly and went to the moon just like that. Moon is about helping you understand insomnia better so you can deal with it potentially faster and you can escape the grasps of insomnia, because that's the biggest and most scariest demon, chemical X, whatever you want to call it. It's the world eating and destroying force, not lack of sleep. That's it. That's what will kill you. Lack of food will not kill you. Lack of water will not kill you. Nothing will kill you as fast as lack of sleep. I'm telling you this. I know. I can see into the future of what happens when things escalate, and I can logically assess that's what happens. That's where most of human history is locked behind inducing insomnia to other people and suffering from insomnia and trying to escape. Everything revolves around this. And you lose your mind if you can't sleep for long enough. You just lose your mind. You just become bloodthirsty criminal because you want to sleep. You want the drama to be over. But also killing people would make more drama. So it's not an easy solution. It's just an unhinged solution, right? But that's what happens. Things become more and more pressurized until you make radical moves. Because we just can't sleep, you know? Maybe you're gonna get locked in the jail. Maybe you're gonna get a bed where you can sleep. But even in insane asylums, you're gonna be surrounded by people who will torture you potentially, you know, just for the funsies of that. They will just torture you because they captured you. There's no escape. The sleep games, apparently, there's no Hunger Games. There's sleep games, insomnia games, my friends. That's the real games. Hunger Games is a piece of fucking shit in comparison to what the fuck is possible in the world. We have heard historic moments of what is possible, and it's all due to one fucking simple thing. And Moon is trying to help us. Moon is trying to show us the face of a person we should hate the most. We should be focused of like, oh, this is how a person should look like. It's a little O, but it's also a little smile, and has this deranged eyes, just all over the place, can just shrink. Eyes can be over here or over here. You know, interesting. Or even shift all the way to the right. All the eyes can just be here, like, are you trying to go to sleep? Wow, I don't give a fuck. And then they just laugh at you. The moon tells you where your biggest enemies are. That's what it's there for. You know, it's not there to be traveled to physically, which is a lie. The moon is there for information's sake. Sun is there to wake you up in the morning, and moon helps you fall to sleep. Isn't that a beautiful story coming together? I like it. And we solved the mystery. We solved the Camilla mystery. We traveled to the moon, but now we have to hold the flag. Hold the non-American flag on the moon for as long as we possibly can. Not to forget that insight. Not to get deleted. Not to get attacked. Because holy shit, that's too much knowledge. That's the forbidden fruit that everyone's so obsessed about. You know, as well. We took a bite. And now we're gonna fucking hold for as long as possible this knowledge that everyone wants to rip into shreds. Everyone's waiting, just like with the word autism, or like everyone's waiting, sitting on something. People are gonna say something very smart, and we have to rip that knowledge into pieces. This is it. This is that knowledge. You have to make me forget. You have to put on as much anxiety on me as you possibly can, so I forget. What does the moon do? So I cannot protect people from insomnia, so you can torture them. Wow. Without getting a retaliation. Oh, how you will do that, I wonder. Now I'm a part of history because I know something all by myself. Meaning that this knowledge just came out of me. I know it. I went to the moon. I'm the Armstrong of today's society. So, let's see where we go from here. Alright? Told you I'm YouTube CEO. Told you I have the most power imaginable. The moon. Don't stare at the moon, because you will see your enemies. Isn't that beautiful? You will stare at your enemy's eyes. You only stare at the moon when you know it's hard for you to sleep. You have to find that fucking piece of shit and destroy him. Push him into pit of hell so he doesn't bother you no more. That's what you have to do. You have to find your enemy, whoever is disrupting your sleep. This is happening across my area. Bikers have taken over. Everyone's just buying a bike for no fucking reason. They're turning into demonic pieces of shit who disrupt people's sleep, and no one can stop them. Apparently, we haven't tried yet. We haven't called because I have to save up my energy, you know? I have to save up my reputation. If I start calling for one reason only, police will not respond to that very lightly. So I have to accumulate as much patience as possible to be able to deliver the maximum strike and destroy all the bikers all at once with one regulation of like, they probably should not exist. You know, that's a simple regulation of understanding that something not supposed to exist because they're just terrible for the environment. Terrible for letting people just live in peace and do their thing in peace. There's nothing more sacred than sleep, because when you die, you go to sleep. Nowhere else. And first you go to sleep, you don't actually die. You only die when you wake up alone. That's when you die. When nobody cares. And then you don't want to wake up ever again. Because you know you have been left behind forever. That's when you die. It's very unfortunate, but that's the reality we live in. I know way too much, and I have insomnia, which is the proof that I know what I'm talking about. My dad said that house is burning. Isn't that funny? You know, what a magical day. This is also a day when it's the hottest day in the end of the summer, which makes no fucking sense. How did that happen? Fucking dog approached me. I hoped he would not rip me into pieces, and it didn't happen. But yeah, my dad sent a message of like, house is burning. What do I do? I don't know. Let me check. Oh, it's not burning. You're a piece of shit. Yeah, you should run because you disrupted my sleep. That's what you should be doing. So, I hope he will follow my advice, which I will send tomorrow. Hopefully, today I will go to sleep. But we have neighbors that will not help me do that, you know. Just kind of get in the way for no reason. Who knows why, but they know how to do it. You know, they're professionals. There's 4 of them in there, you know. A child demon and other 3 demons, like a fucking magical quartet, trying to make as much noise as possible to stop me from sleeping. Because holy shit, we need to know what kind of demons I have. Absolutely, and how quickly I can rip your fucking head off. You know, that's what they want to figure out. I don't know, man. It might be pretty interesting to see for me as well. Maybe heads do fly, like coconuts, or like watermelons. Who knows what happens if my insomnia hits 7 days, you know, like FNAF episode. Every single day, the horror becomes less and less bearable, unfortunately. So, the insomnia games is on. I know way too much. I might not be able to sleep because I know that fucking much right now. I might not be able to do that because I just know too much. And I want to tell everyone about it. Isn't that crazy? Travel to the moon. Travel to the moon. Episode 3. The moon is a moon a reflection of all of us? I was wondering. And the answer is no. It's a reflection of part of us who don't let us sleep. You know, of like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, those kind of people. You will have to kill those kind of people. That's what the moon tells us, unfortunately. It's crazy. I know. Moon is there for a reason. Moon is as important as the sun, despite moon giving 1%. 1% of information about the most important thing in your life, which is sleep. It just gives you 1%. Who you have to kill and how dangerous they are. Because the full moon, full on danger. No moon, no danger. You should be able to sleep. That's also what it says. You're not supposed to search for the moon in the sky to be desperate for that information. It's all random. It's all randomized. But holy shit, is it important to know. And also dangerous to know technically, because as I've said, you might know too much and cast insomnia on yourself in case it's too important for you. You know, it's important for me because I already have it, so it couldn't get worse, you know. It just won't get worse. I'm completely fine the way it is, you know. I have one chance to go to sleep, and it's probably gonna happen, you know, to some extent. That's pretty good. This is the reason why doctors want you to go to sleep. That's all they care about in the end. Psychiatrists, most importantly, people lose their minds because they don't go to sleep enough and for long enough. Is the most brain damaging activity is insomnia. It will turn you into a demon. There's no doubt about it. All right? So we have found all the clues. We have skipped a lot of steps. It's episode 3. That's it. That's how quickly we went through this. I can't believe it. We actually even solved Dove Cameron mystery. Can ants defeat her? They can't. They cannot defeat her. Dove Cameron is still 3 times more powerful than all the cans combined. There's 5 of them in there. So Dove Cameron is 15 times more powerful, if not more. 15 times more powerful in the heat of the moment. Overall, she should be 20 times more powerful. Because cans have been defeated, and they will not grow in influence any further. Or it won't be that easy anymore. So we have solved one story, plus Sniper Wolf story was solved since the start of the year, since the dawn of this year. We have solved 2 dramas. 2 tiny girl dramas, so to speak. Now it's time to fix the moon, you know. We travel to the moon, what do we do? What? Protect the flag? That's the mystery now. What do we do besides try to go to sleep? You know, now that we're here and we know, sudden burst of knowledge, what the fuck do we do with that? Because I'm spreading that information. Not many people want to see it. Not many people want to hear it. Not many people care about anything at all. That's fascinating to me. You know, you should be careful because you might be in danger from all kinds of things. And this is one of the biggest one. The biggest danger of them all is, you know, something that deserves to kill you, basically. Lack of sleep deserves to kill you. If someone else is having lack of sleep, you might die. Mr. Beast is in danger for causing insomnia to a person. That's a grudge that someone will hold forever, you know, forever. Or maybe, you know, Jake has decided to just, I'll take 50K and I'll go to sleep now. I will not be invested in this drama. See, this is where everything stems from. This is the biggest pain you can ever induce into a human being, is to, you know, exhaust them and keep them awake. That's the most painful thing. It's the, you know, you have this like a limp human being that you're tossing around. He has no energy, he has nothing to contribute for you personally, and you're still tossing him around like a dead body, asking him to do things. That is torture. That's what you don't want to happen. That's what where Mr. Beast crossed the biggest line of them all. And I didn't even notice until now, until I have insomnia and I remember what it does and how much power I get by having insomnia in rightful manner, of course. Because I become unhinged. I just lose my fucking mind and I do whatever the fuck I want to whoever I want as well. I become courageous. And that's the kind of person you don't want to see, because I'm dying inside by conjuring courage, but so will you. So will you if you stand in my way. My courage will annihilate you because it's made out of blood. It's made out of my dead brain cells who want to rejuvenate, but they can't. They turn into little spears in my head. Remember the mermaids? When the full moon rises, you better not stare at the moon, because they will start becoming bloodthirsty of like, I have to kill this person because I can't sleep. That's ingrained in their essence, basically. Maybe Australians just know how to live life. You know, they have primal instincts, so to speak. And if Australians hit the shore, they will surely do a lot of damage to the world. Eurovision has allowed Australians to exist in the first place. That's fucking dangerous, bro. We should listen to what Australia has submitted to Eurovision at this point. That's also a mystery. Because that's the shit. The prime instinct of just seeing the moon and starting to travel to a fucking island to like expect more and more powers. That's weird. But this has been solved now. I just solved the mystery of what mermaids are. You know? Mermaid is also a synonym to just a person who can who can be slick and just slip and slide across society without being noticed. Who can do whatever they want in society. That's the real mermaid. That's when you turn into a mermaid. You just get lost yourself into a crowd of people. And that crowd of people turn into blood-seeking, demons. And if you're chasing that girl, I mean, I'm sorry, bro. You might just get ripped into shreds. Because she got you. She fucking lured you in to the blood-seeking demon arena, basically. That's the mermaids. Mermaids is there to flap its tail, pull you into the waters, and help you meet the sharks. And then you get eaten alive. Congratulations. Mystery solved. See how quickly I just solved the craziest mystery of like, moon has been a vocal point of this movie. Not anymore, because now we know what it does. Every single piece of it is solved. Do you see how deep that shit is? We drilled a hole and we got it. We can just like watch our own stuff. Camila has a moon music video that's hidden from the public. Camila Moon. Cabello. And it's very scary music. A song. It's not a music video.
Stay back. Stay back. And you move on. Eyes shut. Come close. Move on. Please don't. Hello, how are you? How you been?
See? We inserted the moon into a sentence, and immediately she's like, oh, my thoughts look like you. When I am talking to the moon, my thoughts... It's twisted, but technically the moon reminds of whoever. And she's scared because the moon only tells the face of the enemy. So she might be realizing, shit, that's the guy that stops me from sleeping. Fucking bullshit.
Told the moon about the way you move. I asked her to please tell me if you do things to her too. Silence, too loud. Say it.
Silence too loud. That's what an insomniac would say. Like, I want silence. Things are too loud. Say it, but not now. I want to go to sleep. This is accumulating, guys. I did not see it coming. I did not know that this song was just that. It's just realization of like, I have an enemy. And everything's too loud now.
So how are you? How you been? Lately I wonder how it feels to taste your lips. Nothing much, just fine. I'm doing well, and you can't read between the lines. But I found I only told the moon the night upon the roof. I told her that I'm scared, but all my thoughts they won't blow you. I only told the moon about the way you move. I asked her to please tell me if you do things to her too, and that I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I only another love song will play on the radio, you know.
Yeah, it's just gonna fade into obscurity as if nothing important has been said. But she felt important things. But she wasn't even able to actually release this song. And it kind of sounds cool if you just put it nicely, but it got scrapped. Who knows what the story of the song is? I don't care, behind making it and not releasing it. But it is what it is, guys. It's pretty deep. There's more. There's more moon stuff that I will accumulate, and hopefully, right? Some kind of moon song, we can like look at it right now. Maybe Alan Walker has a moon song already. Alan Walker making too much music lately. I will look into the moon song as well.
To lean in close and say that he always told the moon tonight upon the roof. He told me that he's scared that all his thoughts they look like you. I only told the moon about the way I only scared.
This was a little bit different than the last time. It feels like the same arrangement. He only told the moon tonight up on a roof. He told me that he's scared that his thoughts they look like you. This could be twisted into saying that I also see the enemy in the moon. You look like the moon. You know, the you could be the moon, not the me, you know. Because you would say, look like me. His thoughts look like me, but why? Instead, it only told the moon. So who's she speaking with, right? Who's the you? That's the question. It's kind of twisted, isn't it?
All his thoughts they look like you.
Because the U has been used the same way. The same word, U. No? Here you go. So she just said the same thing, but now it means something different. That's pretty creepy, isn't it? Poland is in the forefront, as I've said, I mentioned. Like, they're bragging. They're fucking splitting of, like, narcissism. Because they're better than everyone. They built better. And in Eurovision, they sent Luna, which is moon, is another word for moon. Luna. Lunar. Eclipse and shit like that, right? Lunar calendar. It's moon. Her name is Moon. That's what they sent. That's what they elected to represent Poland this year. And she lost. But she lost because other countries have their own demons and they don't give a fuck about sleeping. What a piece of shit. You know, I had to fight neighbors. Pretty significant shit, you know, facing them and calling police. And it's still not over. There's more. At the same year, there's more than one. More than two, potentially. And could be more. Could be all of them combined. You know, one way or the other, chipping away my sanity. Banging them doors, taking opportunities to annoy other people because it's so sweet to steal sleep. How the fuck does that justify itself? It's murderers. This is the most murdering behavior there is. Being noisy little piece of shit. I'm not noisy. I just sit here. You can pause me. You can continue my speech. I'm not screaming at you, and I would never do that. I don't know who you are. But yeah, that's why you don't stare at the moon. It's so crazy. All you will see is your enemy. All you will see are those people who are trying to hurt you, basically. And you will want to destroy them. Tear them into pieces. You will not be able to look into people's faces because you'll be scared of them instead. If you stare at the moon for too long, even in pictures, bro. This is why Smosh, of all things, have made this like killer moon thing of like, oh, let me send 3 moon emojis and all of a sudden bad things will start happening. I solved that too. Even the fucking most basic, you know, comedy skit can be explained all of a sudden. That's insane to me. Let's watch it. Smosh Moon. Before we go to Alan Walker, Molester Moon.
Farting. Night.
Damn, that moon looks like it wants to molest somebody.
Wait, molester moon?
So,
That's just... Why did someone make an emoji like that, right? It's crazy. Why does it look so creepy? Everything's connected. And even though they're just suffering consequences, they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. It turned into the accurate description of what the moon does and what the moon represents.
Let's send a friend molester moon 3 times. They'll then get a series of emojis.
Also, the moon tells you of how not to feel about other people because you're gonna get in trouble. And I think I just split second felt that about my mom. And it's creepy, bro. Like, shit. That's gonna be hardcore. This is a hard game to win. The moon. The moon tells you all the rules about insomnia too. Because you're not supposed to be the bad guy either. You're not supposed to be evil yourself. And it's also a guideline to not go to that end of the spectrum. They're trying to go to sleep, by the way.
Pee
So
pee
funny.
before sleepy. Me too.
Pee-pee. Pee-pee before sleepy. Oh no!
Poo before.
Sure?
Kineso. No. No. Wait, the bucket. Was
Also, weird coincidence. This guy was trying to sleep and very quickly ended up, you know,
like not
deceased.
Oh, dude, what the hell happened?
I hate it so much. People flex of like, oh, do research. I know facts. You are wrong. People flex all this shit and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're insane people. I have to actually dig out all the information myself, stitch it together, solve mysteries. I put all this work just to be ignored. It's kind of crazy, but that's just how the world works. They don't give a fuck about knowledge. No one cares about learning anything at all. It's very slow progress for NPCs to do. But I just sigh and keep moving forward because if I learn something, I'm gonna be a better person. And faster and stronger. All these things happen when I learn things, so I'm just like, okay, I'm moving on. I'm gonna leave some crumbs behind. Hopefully someone's gonna check it out. But I'm moving on and I'm learning all these new things. So technically, people should be learning things in a chronological order, but it doesn't even matter. Even that part doesn't matter. You're just not supposed to be offended by where you are in level of knowledge. There was a point where I was just asking questions. Now there is a point where I know all the answers. That's the problem. You might have to step one step backwards to feel a relief that there is a version of me that doesn't know what the moon does. Alright? Choose carefully.
Fry your ass and what? No, that's not awesome at all. That's like the Hitler of awesome.
Yep. Exactly. They're correct every step of the way. By accident, almost.
Which isn't in
Again, the instincts just play into it, of like, whatever face you see on the moon, that's your enemy, that's what you're gonna kill, bro. It's crazy, it's mentally insane to understand that we have this information ingrained into our brains because we should have, for a very long time, trying to figure out what the moon does. How did nobody figure it out? That means this knowledge has been killed over and over and over and over again in order to torture you, in order to put you into work where you're going to be insomniac. Like, the moment I got my night shift is the moment I felt a huge surge of insomnia, of like, oh my god, I feel so numb and like attacked almost. Almost like everything is changing, you know? I went to night shift to another location and holy shit, the world fucking flipped upside down and inside out, bro. People were laughing almost at me of like, what the fuck is going on? Why do I feel so lost all of a sudden? Right? Insomnia is just not a fucking joke. It's literally what kills people the most.
who invited her?
Well, I thought the movie could use a little sex appeal, so,
Wait, what movie?
But at the same time, if that's the biggest killer, people play with it like a toy. People disguise the information as much as they can. Now, I can't read this, but I'm not gonna be conceding to this. I'm just like, well, okay, second death. Maybe the story is not interesting anymore for me. But very good start.
you do that?
This is where, you know, it's supposed to be comedic, but it's just still as creepy as it can possibly be. Like, it's such an unusual Smosh bit as well, of like, what? People just die and it's supposed to be funny? Now it just looks like a horror thing to me.
Nelson, you
Smoshcast are dudes who are trying. They have changed, but who are trying to summon as many superpowers, collect as many super things into their life to test them, basically, of what could possibly happen, what the worst things that could happen, and this is definitely one of those high-level ones on a tier list. of what crazy superpowers you can find in life.
You've doomed us all!
Whatever.
Yeah, you send the molester moon 3 times. That's all you see, basically. It's very difficult to unsee. And they even show you a split second of the moon's face, basically. But the ugly emoji face. Luckily, we didn't see the actual moon, because that would be fucking creepy. But I will still put it on a thumbnail. Wow. How evil I am.
Just look out for random objects! The people
At night. They just went out at night, bro. Because we're talking about the moon, so it has to be at night. But they just don't even understand what they're doing. They're just recreating of like, what's the worst that can happen? You could feel so insomniac, so tormented by the people around you or noises around you that you want to go find other place to sleep. That's where they get you, bro. That's where you don't understand what games you're playing anymore. Because you can't just sleep outside in uncharted territory. You just can't do that. You're gonna get fucking attacked anyways. It's insane. Like this game of sleep, to unlock it, even to tell other people, you don't even know if you can trust them anymore because they know too much information. So that's that. In the other side of the wall, there's Mom, who knows that, because I wanted to tell her, because she needs to know if she's gonna die or turn into a blood-sucking fucking demon, or whatever is gonna happen to her. She needs to know why it's happening right now. You know, the full moon phase has ended, meaning again, full moon means 100% you're in danger of insomnia, but we're still like in 70% danger. It says 57%.
are getting chased! Oh shit!
They're almost like recreating the inability to sleep on the ground or whatever.
Damn it! I'm still gonna molest you!
Once they get through this door, right? He can't get through the door because it's noise. You can't cast noise if you can just block it. That's what it is. That's the demon world. The demon world is all about noises. That's why people buy bikes, because they can get away with making a bunch of noise. And no one's gonna try and catch them, basically.
Sleepover ever.
Best sleepover, by the way. Isn't that crazy? And it is the best for him, because he's, you know, looking for power. And he found the highest tier power. Everything aligns. All the information is correct.
Footage, bloopers, and
That is crazy to me. One step, small step for man, holy crap. To figure out what the moon does. That's the real moon landing, boys. There's nothing more real than knowledge. Knowledge that everyone can achieve. Everyone can go to the moon. And I did it.
Close to it. It's almost like a powder.
It's crazy.
Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil. It has a stark beauty all its own.
That's me right there. I embody this story, pretty much. It's not about what the aircraft is and that the fact that we cannot go back to the moon for like 50 years. It's the fact that it means something completely different. Science always means something completely different. The stars and the satellites, all of this speaks a story more than it speaks that you're gonna jump into a rocket ship and get to Mars the next fucking day. No one's gonna do that. No one cares to do that in the first place. And no one's, you know, prepared to do something like that. Even the astronauts that we have in space right now, they're stuck there. Crazy. How did they do that? How did they got stuck? Well, it's just the story, you know. That's it. Space is that dangerous, even if it exists. Man on the moon. That's me right there.
What happens in dreams where we
What happens in dreams? Why do we sleep, right?
fly?
Easy. They show a fucking biker. The scum of the earth.
Staring through a mirror in the sky. On the moon, on the moon, on the moon, on the moon.
I've never seen a fight scene in Alan Walker's video, but this is where the enemy is, after all. The most important enemy to defeat in your life. Yeah, moon is like a mirror in the sky. Is that what it is? I can't hear the lyrics properly. All the bullets, all the explosives, all the nuclear weapons are made out of insomnia. If you're not fully awake and fully aware of what you're doing, if stress eats the shit out of you, you will miss the shot at Mr. Trump, and you will only scrape his ear to make a little bit of noise instead of actually hitting his face. That's what happens. The bullets don't work unless you're fully asleep and just before you take your aim. That's how important sleep is. And when you start sleeping and aiming at Donald Trump or other important person, when you sleep, you might not wake up. People might kill you if you have intentions to kill someone else. It's a puzzle. It's a very complicated system of, spiritual life and death situations, of intentions coming together. Every dream matters. Sleep is just one thing that leads towards dreams, and then dreams coming true as well. It's insane. The amount of knowledge being unlocked here in this video that you're still watching, isn't that insane? Isn't that fucking groundbreaking?
We'll be okay, yeah. I met the man.
Dude shot lights down as if he's gonna go to sleep.
We'll be okay, yeah.
See, like, he's like struggling somehow to do something.
The man.
So instead he shot lights. Is he gonna go to sleep? That's our first instinct now to think. This guy's the bad guy's just gonna walk away. Or he managed to sleep very fast. I don't know. The rest is a jumbled mess, but I don't know, interesting. Oh, you're the moon. If someone is called a moon, that's the biggest insult you can get. Don't be the moon, because you're a molester moon. It's disgusting, because you have to always check the moon phase, and it's almost like dangerous too. You can pretty much calculate this based on where the full moon is. The rest is around 28-day cycle, right? So technically, 1 week is what it takes to go to 50%. Another week is what it takes to go to 0%. Luminance, boys. There's even information I can't actually tell you. All I can say, there are things you don't want to tell other people so you can sleep better. It's crazy, right? There's certain privacy things that you want to keep to be able to sleep properly. Because that's the most expensive shit. The last piece that I know is this. That's all I know, guys. Genius inventions and gadgets you have never seen before. And the moon is right below her. Kind of. Sniper glitches once more. And she fucking does that a lot. Even my computer become evil, pretty much. Being next to the train is pretty evil and can turn you into insomniac to some extent. Dooming my entire family, basically. Just because trains exist. And some people dare to defend trains. It's insane. Anything that makes noise is dangerous to society. It's just, this is how it is, bro.
How do I know if someone's a secret spy? Sensitive information.
Why were you... How? How is this the narrative? Like, is Moon the biggest held secret? Crazy, right?
Unusual behavior.
3 months, by the way. Right after I released my video, Travel to the Moon, this happens. What the fuck is this? Why is Megan glitching the universe? I'm just saying, bro. It was released right after. So it's very suspicious now. Spying, bro. It's so funny. You never know when to commit and do the bid, basically, because you never know when the series is going to be over. So when should you commit and start talking about, like, oh, we're going to travel to the moon. There's 2 episodes of Travel to the Moon. My love's going to take it to the moon. That's the idea. Let's fucking do a song about that. I quit. She can't do it again. She can't just talk about the moon again because that would be weird. Because why are you doing about the moon bit about the moon? What the fuck is that, right? She can't do it. She had to come out and stop right there. Say halt. If she's glitching, I mean, that's how you know if someone is spying. Yeah. Because it's so shallow, I'm like, yep, it's a good time to commit. And there's not a lot of episodes, I told you. We're on episode 3, and I'm like, shit, I'm solving the mystery. This is the end game now. I know everything about the moon now. Because moon simply has to be connected to the most important thing in life. Because we are life. Humans are life. In order for life to exist, we have to, know things to help us exist for longer. What is that? It's crucial information you can put into the sky to help us exist longer. Anything that would prevent us from dying has the information that it is in the sky, shining and creating tides, basically, of how much information is going to be displayed into the sky. How many people will be aware and care, how much. And how difficult it's going to be to sleep, knowing that information, even though it's supposed to help you sleep. That's the whole point. You know how difficult it is, at least. You know what to expect. You know when it's over, when the tide is over, and people will stop being demonic pieces of shit and do stupid things. It's weird, bro. The world around me is starting to get weird. And I'm starting to, like my insomnia. No, I'm gonna go to sleep. But, making YouTube videos kind of helps alleviate the pressure, at least, and travel towards nighttime when I can sleep. This is very tough and toxic. Like, sometimes you can get so stuck, like, go outside, get time stuck, basically, where time flies very slowly. This is the most painful, excruciating thing ever. Being inside insomnia and the time moves very slowly. I mean, holy crap. That is painful. And this is the stuff that doesn't bother me right now. I just know it exists. That's the biggest torture. Like, disconnect you from the things you like, put you in a fucking room, solitary room, and make a bunch of noise around you. Solitary is nothing without the noise, the people screaming and banging. That's when maximum torture is happening, for sure. You don't want to be in that situation. See you guys next time. Hopefully there's next time. And for another year. And not just the next 7 FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's days. Five Nights at fucking Horror House. Whore. Yeah. It's all on your nose. Why is Moon called Moon? Do we know that? Not really, right? I just know it's 100%. You know, and maybe that's it. That can be enough. Like, even N looks like a percentage thing, but backwards almost. I don't know. And also looks like a Z. Z flip. So, I can't solve this. Maybe one day. We'll solve everything 100%. But what's the point, right? We have just enough knowledge. Who cares how the moon is being called? We call it, Manolis, which is like Manesis, which is like month. Right? So it's moon. That's where it comes from, I believe. Moon, because it takes 1 month to cycle the moon. It takes like 28 days or 1 month. 30 days maybe? Something like that. For the moon to cycle across all phases. Interesting. Absolutely. See you guys next time. Thank you for watching. You got educated, and now the world is that much more fucking scary.